Alright, what it do, everybody? This is Zackie Xan. This is my first video on this channel, at least. I'm not going to try to make this too long, as I like to try to stay on track. I have a problem with doing that. But this is like a roadmap introductory video. I know I already said that. So what I'm doing in this video is I'm basically going to go over real quick what the goals and objectives are for this channel. There's not going to be any actual gameplay, I mean, other than what you're seeing right here, Yoda in the crib. But so basically I have it right here. I'm making this channel as a form of like kind of like an outlet for myself, and hopefully someone can get something out of that. But basically this is a form of, I guess, of like my self-expression, my creative, again, output. I've made a lot of channels in the past. I have done different types of YouTube channels. Most of them have been video game related. I've done channels that have been specifically about Minecraft, specifically about World of Warcraft, different games. This channel in specific does not have a like an individual game that it will focus on, as it is kind of all over the place. And I know you might ask, like, where is the niche in that? Like, you know, people play one game and they want a channel where they can ascribe to that. I don't want to say I'm not adhering to those people. I'm hoping that maybe they could still try to find some value in this one, where the goal in this channel is not so much the games that are being like reported on or played or whatever, but more so like the actual content of the channel outside of the game. You know, me, myself, you guys that are watching the things that we talk about, the collective input, you know, like this game is not tied to a channel, it is tied to an idea. And you might ask what that idea is. I would say to inspire, to understand, to touch base, to talk about things, because eventually the goal is, you know, like I don't want to be tied down as an individual. You shouldn't want to be tied down. No one should want to be tied to one specific thing. So this channel in theory could go anywhere in that regards, but we're starting with, we do have to fulfill some kind of niche, and something that I can definitely get on board with is a form of video game outlet, because I do play video games, and the older I get, you know, I'd like to create more value out of the things that I am doing. And if I'm going to play video games, I believe that I can create this value through the video games by, in a sense, recording them, uploading them, and like I said, maybe hopefully someone can get something out of it. And if nobody can, you know, at least I can get something out of it, which that alone is, you know, reason to do this. This is my own little project kind of thing. I'm sure obviously at first it's not going to like take off or go crazy. You never say never, but in that regard, like what I'm getting at, it's not like that it's just for me, it's obviously for everyone. But I believe there's a lot that a person can gain from creating something like this, managing it. And yeah, so I'm looking at this channel as like a business, as a artistic thing. So I'm gonna pull up this. I call this a roadmap. If this is your roadmap, then you are freaking screwed. You might as well turn around and go home, because you have no idea. But I know how to read. So basically, what I have right here. Let me get my little thing out. These are games that I am considering. I'm not promising. The reason they're more so ideas or examples. The reason they're separated, these are MMOs, online games, and these are like single player role playing, or like, you know, I don't know how to, yeah, but the reason why they're separated is because obviously MMOs are a different brand than single player games. These types of games might focus on, you know, dealing with other people or things that are relevant, where these games, like for example Kingdom Hearts, is outdated. It's like however many years old. I know like they do make the new games, but the ones that I'm even referring to are like the first one, which is coming on like 20 years probably by now. Those games, and then it ties into what we're doing over here. Those games are more so like, shit, I do have a little bit of Tourette's, but they're like let's plays, where I'm kind of just going to play the game to play the game, to commentate over them. Because like I said, if I'm going to play these games, if I feel like there's a reason that me as a growing man should be playing these games to begin with, let me at least record it and do it as a form of let's play. You never know. Digimon is, like, for example, a newer game, so not only would I be doing let's plays, and again, this is this also holds true for Kingdom Hearts, and like Let's Plays are also outdated. But for Digimon, I might be doing something like a guide, because maybe there's a part that someone can't get past that I struggled with, and I find value in making something. Breakdowns, we're gonna come back to that. Updates, we're also gonna kind of come back. I mean, it does tie into Digimon, but this is more so for the MMO. So like when you have these MMO games, they are usually routinely getting updated. That's the distinctive difference between these two. That MMOs have a team of people committed to weekly, monthly, quarterly updates, where the games down here are Digimon, for example, being new, it might get updated, but it is a Kingdom Hearts, for example, they made the game and nobody touched it. The game is how it is for the most part. So when I say updates, I mean like let's say Minecraft has a new patch and they introduce friggin' dragons that you could ride. So I make a video, an update explaining the update. RuneScape, a new skill. There's a new skill in RuneScape coming out called sailing, and I plan on doing a lot of content for that. So that's a good thing, and it also ties in again to the guide. I could be doing guides. The guides and the updates kind of intertwine, because I'm explaining it. It's like a guide to sailing, but it's also something new. So yeah, then World of Warcraft, obviously, again. Breakdowns. So this is something that kind of ties into what I have down here. Analyst theory, understanding. So again, I feel bad because these videos are all over the place. You have Let's Plays, you have update videos, guide videos, and analyst theory, understanding videos are going to be like standalone videos that are going to be like almost more so forms of projects. Like where the updates, the guides, that stuff's easy, or the Let's Plays, because I would just record the content, I would narrate over it, explain it, and I would just send it to Vegas, render it, and upload it. And it wouldn't take that much creative effort on my end. Not discrediting the video, but these analyst theory videos, these were something that would take a little bit more time. It's almost like a research video. Like, for example, the theory of the shadow self is Roxas in Kingdom Hearts. The digital world in Digimon is the astral world. These are things that most people cannot prove. Like, there's not like the company came out and said, but I'm like, hey, I have these good, theories that connect these games to broader things outside of just video games. Yeah, so I'm also going to be doing reels. So like for example, you ever see like, you'll never believe this fact about Roxas, or you'll never believe like this Digimon does this in this game, or like, did you know that there's this hidden egg in World of Warcraft? Those are reels. I didn't really dude, I can't with this friggin' thing. I blame the mouse. I didn't put it on there, but if you know what a reel is, it's like a short video. And so these are just like little things that normally, so like for example, you could have an analyst video that's like 10 to 20 minutes, where it gets real in depth, explaining explaining the psychology behind the characters in Kingdom Hearts, which is all good and well. But let's say someone wants a fast track version of the video, so you make it into a reel as well. So you might have a 10-20 minute video on a concept, but then you almost might have available a 60-second shortened video or reel of the same video. And then for example, if that piques your interest, you could say, well, I want to understand more about this, so you can go and watch the video. And then we go to content produced. I mean, I kind of answered most of this, like what's going to be produced. We have mostly it's videos, so it's going to be start with one, I guess. We'll start with videos. I do plan to stream eventually, but my goal is I'd like to build a foundation before I just streaming. Again, it's like, I'm not discrediting streaming, but there's not a lot of creative, for the most part, there's not a lot of creative output in streaming. Don't get me wrong, there is, and the things that are talked about and the people that do them, but you turn the camera on and you go. There's not a lot of, for the most part, there's not a lot of planning, all that kind of stuff. Where videos, there's definitely a planning aspect to it and a managing aspect that exists behind video content that is not the same, and if it does exist in streaming, it's much lower. But I believe you can build a form of value through the management of the video content, which then you get to the point where it translates to the streaming. So, but again, I'd like to have both channels in a sense. Like, I want to have stuff where it's like I'm on a drawing board recording, editing, and uploading videos, but then I also like to have that free form channel of streaming where it's like, I want to turn my brain off, turn the game on, like let's talk about life kind of shit. So I'd like both of them to exist, but right now I'm more so putting my focus into video making. And then I have a question mark for podcast. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know where any of this stuff can, like, anything's possible. It can go anywhere. Me and my friend, we had an idea that we'd like to do a form of gaming podcast, like a weekly or bi-weekly podcast where we sit down for an hour, we get a list of trends or topics in video games again at first, and then if it does well and we branch out, we go from there. This is all like a video content goes well, then we go to streaming goes well, then we go to podcasting. If that goes well, I'm running for fucking president. That's really all I have to say. A lot of the questions that you probably don't have will be answered regardless throughout the existence and creation of this channel. My name is Zackie Xan. Thank you guys for watching. Bless y'all. Let's rock.